Hello and welcome to my English oral assignment. I believe this is oral assignment number 2 for my English class. In this video I'll be talking about PJ Harvey and her song Hanging the Wire. In my presentation I'll talk about PJ Harvey as an artist, and I'll talk about symbolism showcased in this music video for Hanging the Wire, and then the message of the lyrics. So let's start with PJ Harvey. As you might have seen, her name is not actually PJ, it's Polly Jean, I think. And she's an artist who started making indie rock music in the 90s. And perhaps one of the reasons that she abbreviates her name to PJ is because in the 90s in England it's very competitive and very rough environment to make music. So a lot of the musicians were actually men. So with a name as PJ, it could be very ambiguous. You wouldn't know if it's actually a dude or a female artist. And she released this anti-war record in 2011. And I don't know why she didn't wait 3 years with a song like this, since that would be commemorated the 100 year for the start of the war. Maybe it's because of Tony Blair was being a villain in 2011. Alright, now that that's out of the way, I'll talk about the music video. So I hope you can see the video on the screen, but it starts off with this old guy who writes, who starts with narrating some of the lyrics from this Hanging the Wire, and he kind of looks like someone with authority, someone who might have been there. And it starts by setting the mood up for the music video. Then at 0.47, yeah, I wrote it down besides me. You see a church covered in snow, so that obviously symbolizes death. But also, if you just see this without listening to the lyrics, it actually looks quite nice. Like, you wouldn't know that anything should be wrong. And here you see the red raspberries. Nothing wrong with that either, but it's just the color red on this graveyard where nothing should be able to grow. It's very ambiguous that you wouldn't know that this is actually a song about a guy stuck in no man's land in wire. He's about to die, but when you look into it, this could symbolize his blood and him being alone in this no man's land that's dull and covered by snow in a graveyard. Then at 108, there's a pause in the music. You can't hear the lyric right now, but there's a pause after she's just said walkers in the wire. And then you see the seagulls flying to sea, but you see it through the nets of I think these are fishing nets. So they could symbolize wire, like the barbed wire that he's stuck in. After that, there's the strings of piano. This occurs right when she says walkers in the wire, and the wires shift in and out of focus, so that could symbolize his state, like he's so exhausted and probably bleeding out that he can't even focus. And that's said in the lyrics as well, that he can't hear anything. He cannot even hear the wind. Yeah, so that's his mental state. And then at 1:45, you see this quite nice scene with the water, where you see a view from upside, probably from a bridge they're passing under, with some people talking. It looks really cozy, but I don't know if you saw it, the shape of the boat could symbolize a coffin, because it's long and narrow, rectangular. And then the water often symbolizes change, so this is why when Walker actually dies from his damages in the wire, he's probably bled out by now. And then after this, there's snow that starts pouring down. So this is where she really hammers in that he's probably dead now. And then you have the main person of this story. He's called Walker. It's a popular last name of a person in England, but also, what is a walker? Walker is a person that walks, moves forward. So that's kind of ironic, because Walker's stuck. He's stuck in the wire, like the chorus of the song sings. So that could symbolize that this war is not constructive for anyone. It stops all progress of what people actually want to do. So in this songs, she makes some symbolic references that are not shown in this music video. She mentions the White Cliffs of Dover, which is a very popular culture icon for Britain. And this is because Walker imagines home, but it also says, the White Cliffs of Dover, there are no trees to sing from. Walker cannot hear the wind, far off symphony. So far off symphony probably resembles his thoughts of home. But then it's interrupted to hear the guns beginning. So he can hear the guns in the distance, and then he drifts off. So what does P.J. Harvey mean that it is? It's obviously a song, a very sad song actually, about some guy who's been left in no man's land. There's no one around him, nothing. It's just a smashed up wasteland, and he's going to die, and he knows it. She wants to put a focus on the terrible actions of war and the consequences of it. Also, the thing with the Walker, where he's actually not progressing, could be relevant for many people today, that they're stuck. There's some obstacle in front of them, and there's no way for them to make progress. I don't know if you notice, but in England right now, it's one of the largest populations of homeless people that they've ever seen, and it's a huge problem. And with the Conservative, the Tories cutting the NHS and other things that are supposed to help the poor, a lot of people find them in similar situations like Walker, like not actually literally, but figuratively, where they have no hope. So, other than this clearly being an anti-war text, she could also be criticizing some of the things that are going on in the British society. And I really found this video interesting, because if you look at it without actually listening to the text, it's very ambiguous. It doesn't really harmonize with the theme of the song, because they're actually very nice pictures that could be in some kind of other video. So that was my my presentation on P.J. Harvey's Hanging in the Wire. I hope you enjoyed it.